Hi everybody, welcome back. So it is really late. I was up watching a live stream from an amazing creator. His channel is DutyRon. I will put the name of his channel in the description box. I will try to find a link, but you guys know me, I'm very technologically challenged. So I'm going to work on a picture that I'm doing here in this book, Color Morphia by Kirby Rosanis. Love his art. Absolutely incredible artist. So I wanted to chat with you all about what's going on right now that had me on DutyRon's channel, and just fill in a little bit here. This is kind of therapeutic for me. I hope that the things that I bring you on my channel are therapeutic to you as well, and that you know that, I leave links in most of my videos for you guys to be able to reach me by email or Instagram or whatever that might be, if you feel that you just need an ear, a shoulder, someone to hear you. I know very much what loss is and what fear is, and I think sometimes there just needs to be what I refer to as a safe place to fall. And that's what I try to provide here on my channel, is a safe place to fall. It's okay to say whatever's on your mind, as long as it's not, hateful or cruel. No bullying allowed. That's, I think, how all channels should be, but it is definitely how mine is. But I wanted to discuss with you what happened on this live stream. So this, by the way, is this incredible 2-page spread that reminds me of how I have been feeling since I lost my little girl Snowflake on February 25th. I have felt like that ship being crushed by the Kraken. It's just, I think we all have those points in our lives where we feel like the world is just coming in on us and it's more than we can handle. These things that I do, my original artwork, my coloring, my diamond painting, my stitching, that's my coping mechanisms. Those are my forms of physical and emotional therapy. Snowflake was my emotional support animal, so losing her has had a significant impact on my life. And the other babies are all physical and emotional service. They are the physical service babies, but you know what it's like when you got a puppy or a kitty, or I was very attached to my horses. When I had horses, it's those presences, those souls in our lives make such a difference. They really, truly do. But I was on DutyRon's channel tonight because of the Orrin and Orson West case. For those of you who don't know what is going on, and that's easy to have happen nowadays with the pandemic and financial strains and all of what this world is at this moment. It complicates our ability to stay in touch with other people's struggles. It does. But I think it's important that if we are able to, if we can handle it emotionally, physically, whatever that might be, that we always try our best to put good things into this world. The reason I do my artwork and such is I'm trying to leave this world even the tiniest bit more beautiful than the way that I found it. Because there is so much ugliness in this world, and yet there's so much beauty that people sometimes become so overwhelmed that they miss. And I know I, in particular, have missed many things that were beautiful in my life. And I have been very blessed that, my dad, who saved me from a horrible situation as a kid, he taught me to appreciate what was around me. To see the beauty in this desert and the life that's around. And it's the same with people. As much negative as there is out there, it's important that we try to put better out than what we find it. That even if it's just being aware of the case, sending out a prayer, a good thought, a message to a family, signing petitions where we feel that that's in line with our belief systems and what we believe we should be doing. Those are all important things. Being present for these videos and live streams on these channels like DutyRon's, that they make a significant difference. A significant difference. He's a retired New York police officer. This is a man who knows what ugly looks like in this world. And yet he spends his time trying to assist with cases like the West boys. These children went missing early this year in the care of their adoptive parents in California. What the police do know at this point is that they did not, as reported, go missing in California City, or at least that's what I think most of us believe. We believe that between Bakersfield and California City, somewhere in that path, or before they even took that journey, those children were taken from all of us. Beautiful, beautiful little boys. And they're just gone. There's no sign of them. We have no recovery to lay them to rest or whatever that might be. But I wanted to talk about this a little bit because I wanted to let you know, people ask, what do I watch? Well, a lot of true crime. A lot of it. I have a master's degree in sociology and a lot of background between my years as a nurse and my years as, a former police officer's wife, along with my years as a military daughter, mother, all of it. Plus my studies, I had a particular interest in, criminal psychology and forensic psychology. Those were big parts of my master's studies. And even long after that, I still am that person that is constantly searching for this information as to why. Why do these people do the horrible things that they do? But the answers are so varied and so many that there's no one answer. And we really don't know. Just like at this point, we do not know what has happened to these babies. Now, I call them babies because I'm an older lady with grandchildren, older than these children. There are so many people out there, private citizens, organizations that just have a good heart. These officers that are out there and these teams of forensic scientists, they are doing everything humanly possible to find these children. And yet, we don't know. God willing, there will be justice for these kids. God willing, they will be found. And God willing, as slim as the chance is, maybe they could be found safe. Now, I don't personally believe that that will be the case. But it doesn't mean that I can't pray for it or hope for it. Because I do. Right now, in this country, we are struggling, folks. And these boys are incredibly important to the picture that is happening in this country. The violence, the missing people. These kids were so little. I believe they said 4 and 5 or 3 and 4. They were little babies. And they're just gone. That says a lot. And DutyRon, I was privileged enough to get to chat with him live on his live stream tonight. And I'm so grateful because I see these people in the chat. And they really, really give a damn. They care. This case and all these cases, they matter. And it's good for my soul, personally, to see that so many people are making it so clear that these children, Orrin and Orson West, that the Suzanne Morphew case, having never recovered her, Now we have this horrible case of this young boy in Tennessee that was armed and fired shots at a vehicle and was subsequently shot by an officer. I don't think people realize the emotional damage that does to these officers, because there are so many good officers. I know right now with the Derek Chauvin situation, what was done to George Floyd and to many others, sadly, in this world and in our nation, there is a tendency for us to see things in a dark light concerning law enforcement. Please, I beg of you, please try not to do that. Understand that the majority of law enforcement are truly good people, and they're there to serve, they're there to protect, they're there to do a service for us. Something that we desperately need, sadly, but we do. There is always, sadly, going to be bad actors in any group of people. And in this case, Derek Chauvin, Officer Lane, Officer Tao, I should say former officers, because thankfully they're not officers anymore. No matter what the circumstance, none of them stopped what was happening. And that, in my eyes, makes them hold guilt as well. The situation in Indiana today. All these wonderful men and women, excuse me, out there investigating this mass shooting. That's the third mass shooting in this country since January that I am aware of. This is crazy. Now, I'm not here to talk to you about my personal political views about the Second Amendment or any of that. All I'm here to say is thank you to everybody that is physically a part of these cases, everybody that is out here on YouTube, everybody that watches the news and sends up a prayer or a thought of sadness for these families and these victims. It all makes a significant difference, folks. It may not seem like it at the time, and I know there are times when I feel like I watch these cases and I pray for these cases and I research a lot of these cases personally. And I talked earlier about doing some true crime videos on my channel while I do these therapeutic things. And I had received some encouragement in that. But then I lost my snowflake and circumstances interrupted that path. Maybe this is that time. I don't know. Hi, Chrissy. My tiny girl just jumped up in the bed. She came running. She must have been in my son's room, because the boys just went to bed. When I say boys, these are adult men, but they're still my boys. At any rate, thank you to everybody who comes to this channel for whatever reason you come. I'm so grateful that you're here. And for those who came over tonight, oh my goodness, I could not believe the incredible support. When I'm there to support DutyRon, I'm there to support law enforcement, I'm there to be supportive of these cases and these victims and their families. I wasn't there to bring support here, but I am so thankful for those of you that did choose to come over here. I will do my very best to continue as often as I can to bring you something of beauty in this world, because, like I said, right now there's just so much ugliness. And I think historically we see what we're looking at as the most horrifying thing, but our crime rates have dropped. Our country is trying to progress and heal, but there is a lot out there that is always going to be against that happening. There's always, sadly, going to be people who commit horrifying acts against other people or against animals or whatever that might be. But for those people who are on these channels, on these live streams, showing support for amazing people like Ron and all of his moderators, if you get the opportunity, please go over, check out his channel if you are at all interested in what these cases are that are going on in the world, how they're progressing. I mean, we see a story on the news, and sometimes we get busy with our own lives, and we never find out the resolution. But these are people that are working toward resolutions, working toward helping these victims, the families of these victims, to be supportive, to be caring, to be loving. All the things that I know everybody that I've ever talked with or conversed with through chats or whatever that might be on this channel. I've always seen people who care. Not just about themselves, but about others. And I'm grateful that that is the community that I have here. But if any of you ever wonder what goes on in this mess that we see on the news, what's going on after the initial events, please check channels like DutyRon's out. Stephanie Harlow, she does true crime, and she does a lot of prior cases, older cases, but she also tries to keep us up to date on newer cases as soon as she can gather enough information. There are so many others that I watch, you guys. This last few weeks, I have watched the Derek Chauvin trial. I've seen most of it. There are times I've had to turn it off or I'm going to throw something at the TV. And I'm not one to get like that at all. I'm usually so calm. Most of you have known me for a couple of years now, and you know that I tend to stay pretty calm in the storms. But that situation makes me angry. And like I started to say earlier, it's because it's those few horrible situations or horrible people. Or maybe at some point he was a good person and he just found himself in this situation that he allowed himself to go too far. It's not mine to judge. I'm not on that jury. Do I have my opinions? Oh, God, yes. I think we all do. But instead of focusing on that negativity that's involved, I'm trying to focus on justice and resolution for the victims and their families of all of these cases. I know it sounds like I'm probably overloading myself for those of you who've known me for a while and know personally what's happening in my life, but in truth, it allows me to step outside of my own pain for that bit of time that I feel I can help somebody else with their pain, even if it's just by being present. So, I didn't get a lot of coloring done. This is a very short video, but I wanted to tell everybody thank you. Thank you for being kind. Thank you for caring about others. Thank you for being loving. Thank you to the officers and their families. My goodness. Being a family member of law enforcement or military is hard work. It's really hard work, folks. It's as emotionally draining on the wives and children and grandchildren of these folks as it is on these people themselves. They're out there trying to keep us safe. And the people that I see in here on my channel, I see reaching hands out to one another to be comforting and loving and caring and supportive. And I am asking you to please just continue to be those amazing people. Please don't let what's happening right now make you completely negative toward law enforcement or military. Folks, we need them. And 99% of them are wonderful, amazing beings that care and that do their very level best to keep us all safe. Right now, we're just seeing some bad representatives of officers. And we're seeing some horrible situations where we have good officers that find themselves in a terrible position or make a terrible mistake that you cannot undo. That doesn't mean that we stop being supportive. of each other. That's the major point, I think, of me having this chat with you, is to thank everybody that is supportive and loving and kind and takes a moment in your day, whether that be for a victim of a crime, for a case that involves crimes, for a video that there's coloring or whatever you enjoy on. But you're seeing that somebody just needs someone else to say, hey, I get it. I'm here for you. If you see somebody in the chats of these places, these channels, these Instagram accounts, whatever it is, if you're seeing somebody that seems to be having a hard time, I love when I see you guys reach out to one another and say, hey, you know what? I may not know you in person, but I love you. I'm praying for you. I'm thinking of you. Whatever it is, that moment of kindness can make all the difference in someone's life. Just a moment. A moment to say thank you to an officer who helps you. To say thank you to a nurse who administers your vaccine. Or a doctor who gives you a checkup when you really need it. Just to say thank you. I appreciate you. I'm sorry that you're going through whatever it is you're going through. Those all make a difference, folks. And on my channel, I have been blessed to have so many amazing viewers that some of you have become good, close friends. You are all blessings in my life. And I hope that I am able to bring you moments of peace and blessings. Thank you so much. Thank you so, so very much. My thoughts and prayers are, as always, with every single one of you. Even if I don't know your name, I'm praying for all of my viewers and their families and their loved ones and their animals. I'm praying that this world will become a safer, gentler place. But in the meantime, do whatever it is that you can to offer support to others, please. To say thank you to those who try. And know that this is a safe place to fall. God bless you all, and I will see you again soon. Sweet dreams. Good night, everyone.